Hello, it is Monday, August 31st. I'm going to be using this as an instructional video. I still didn't say it right. For the feeding for other people out here that do it, so they can understand what needs to be done in the morning in case I'm not here. Kai would almost probably be able to do it all since he's always here. But anyway, so we grab these trays here. This machine I usually feed for in the evening. So I put these 4 trays over here. This table we got set up. And we got to be careful on these trays because the cheaper trays are cracking. So we got to be really gentle with them, because if they crack too much, then we're gonna have trouble with them draining just right and not leaking all over the floor, because we've kind of gotten that leak under control somewhat, if you can see, and got this, we call it the fodder room or the bunkhouse. We got it cleaned up so we can function better. So those are those 4 trays for tonight. And then I grabbed these trays for this morning. I've already been out there to the pigs and they're ready for breakfast. I'm running a little late this morning compared to normal. But we grab that tray. If for some reason some of the trays are a little bit thin on their roots, then you can just pull it apart by your hand and put it in the buckets. So I've been, move that strap. Normally I just cut it in 8 squares, but now I've been cutting it into smaller ones just so it's easier for them to eat and it spreads around faster. So there's hopefully no fighting over the food. They could just grab a chunk and chow down. So now after I cut the 8 squares, then I go long ways this way, and if you get into the groove from the tray, then that helps you be able to cut through faster. So I grab, and usually 2 trays fit into 1 bucket really good. And so, just like so. And then all the extra wheat and grass I usually tip towards the drains. On the smaller tray, on the flimsier trays, we have the sticker here, and that's where the drain holes are. So when you're putting them back on the racks, and I'll touch bases with that when we get to that stage. Anyways, so that's usually where all the extra grain is anyway, so that's why I push it down towards the holes so it comes out easier and hopefully less on the floor. Then I take the scrub brush, turn on the water, start scrubbing any of the leftover stuff from growing that fodder, and get the slime and everything out from the roots. No wheat. And I scrub off the holes, just sometimes they could get plugged up with a root or slime. I'm going to set that tray right there for when we fill it up with the soaked wheat from yesterday. So let's grab another tray. If I would have got a more expensive camera, I could have paused this video in between doing this and kept the video going for the channel, but I didn't get the more expensive camera. So we'll just try to hurry along so you don't have to sit here and watch me do the same thing over and over. So if I'm not talking, I'm just trying to hurry. I looked at the babies from Saturday night, and they're doing good. By the way, update is we lost the number 9 baby, the one that got its head bit by the mama. My wife took it home Saturday night when she left and took the kids home and everything, and was bottle feeding it like in the previous video. You could, if you watched it, you would have seen. She was doing so. Looked like maybe she could have been improving, but Sunday morning before my wife came out here to help me with some other stuff with the babies and everything, the number 9 baby ended up dying, so we lost one. But we have the milk and stuff for if we ever have to do it again, so we'll have that on hand. But it was worth the try because it was a female, so hate to see that happen, but life process, I guess. Two trays down, 2 to go. Kai's out there working on a shelf for above our rinsing and soaking barrel, so we get everything put in good spots and make things more efficient and smoother. If anybody doesn't know that's watching this who Kai is, he's a ranch hand that stays out here and helped more than I could ask, because he helped engineer the soaking barrel and is helping me engineer modifications to the fodder machines to make it more efficient and easier and better. So I wouldn't be in as easy and good spot as I am right now if it wasn't for his help. So, because this is just a startup, and so I still have to work other jobs at the same time to pay my bills, because we're not making anything on this thing yet. So it's just sucking money instead of giving money. One more tray and then we go feed. Like I was saying in the previous video, we were able to cut, I was able to cut approximately 40 minutes off my processing time, I guess you could say, for feeding in the morning and prepping and all the fodder stuff to be able to feed. So, and that's all because of that rinse barrel that we got going and figured out. So being able to cut 40 minutes off a day is huge. So it was becoming to be a lot to do all the stuff out here by myself. We're still trying to make some modifications for the winter to get the pigs moved into the bigger building. Not sure if you've seen the other videos or not. So I think I talked about it a little bit. But when I go out there, I'll try to remember to mention it. So I'm trying to get a concrete floor poured, get the plywood down for the second floor for the fodder area, so it could all be in the same building and be able to just keep the same, just heat one area instead of multiple areas, and then have all the pigs out there on the bottom floor, spray insulate the walls. Just trying to get that all planned and funded. So if anybody knows anybody in the area that does spray foam for really cheap, or even wants to do some trading or something, please email me. Email address is, let me do this real quick before I go out there. It's wherepigsfly1@gmail.com, and there it is right there, wherepigsfly1@gmail. So, and if anybody knows where I get my hands on some good but inexpensive pig farrowing crates, please let me know. I was able to pick one up that the babies are in right now for $300 over in Victor, Idaho, probably about a month ago, and it's working out nice now that we have one on concrete floor inside this building. So, but there's a 2-story building right there we're changing over. So, go in here and feed. Well, actually, I normally go in there, but since we have all the pigs are in that building except for 3, I'm gonna go over here and feed these 3 first, just to get it done, so they can try to be happy campers. So with these smaller rectangle shaped ones, I'm gonna throw in possibly, if I'm thinking right, 12. That's 6 regular squares, 2 for each pig. So, and let's take a peek in there. The boar and 2 of the mamas are in there, so hoping he gets his business taken care of while they're in there with him. Because we just weaned the other mama, so we'll have to be getting them together in the next 5 days or so they can take care of business. In the future, we're hoping to be able to start AIing, but can't. I gotta get this building done before I worry about trying to accomplish that, because then it'll be so much easier to take care of stuff when they're all together. Because we'll have to heat check with the boar and have all the other pigs in their pens in that building. So let's see. I'm gonna throw some in here to these babies. Let's give this mama a few. I'm gonna break it up a little bit. Put one in there for them to be quiet. break it up from the mama so she don't have a hard time. Break it up from the mama so she don't have a hard time eating it, because she can't use her hoof to break it up. So we can make it in smaller chunks for her and the other babies in these pens in here. So this mama with the smaller rectangle pieces, I'd give her at least 6, and possibly equivalent of, well, 5 or 6, equivalent of 2 to 2.5 squares, the bigger squares. So I got her going. She was hungry. So I'm going to go in here and feed these ones so you can actually hear what I'm saying. So they can zip their lips. So I just take a square, throw one here, throw one over there, so they can be spread around and they don't fight. And then we got this mama we just weaned. Stick some in there. We'll stick equivalent of 2 squares or 4 smaller chunks. So these ones get everything left over. I mean, because I try to go about it so everybody could get some quicker and get busy eating. So on these babies and Toots in here, which is one of our little bit bigger pig, we got 5 smaller babies. And so in here I give them equivalent of 3 to 4 big squares. Let me shine the light in there so you can see. Oh, we got a pig that's stuck, huh? Wow, look at that. I'm going to have to go in there and get him out. Okay, let me hook this light up here somewhere. Crakey. Crakey, crakey. Come on. Where can I put it? Right there. Oh, stink. How about right leg? So, I'm going to miss out on all the breakfast. Crakey, now I need my drill. Okay, well, run out to get my drill real quick so I can open the gate. Put in the front seat. Nope. Junk from all my other jobs piling up. Where did I put that thing? There it is, hiding. So, don't know how long it's been stuck. Get this door shut back up. Try to keep the warmth in here. Should have checked on that one better this morning. Now I'll know. It's just stuck in just so. Cranky, cranky. Sorry for the noise. Stay in here. Stay. Hey, come on. Jump. Move. Move, kids. Come on, baby. There you go. There you go. It's okay. There you go. Crank. I hope he's okay. Actually, that's a female. The 3 pink ones are females. The 2 black and white banded ones are males. Close it back up. What's that noise? Oh, must be Kai. Okay. But he's doing alright. He's eating. Right there. Sorry. Okay, I better get some more of these babies. These are the babies we just weaned. Let me get the heat lamp back over here for them. Gotta keep them warm. They're sitting there trying to eat. So if you've viewed any of our other videos, these are the babies that were out there in that other building that Landon would hold, and some other people, when they come and take a little tour, they get to hold them, pick them up, take some pictures. So yeah, if you're in the area and if anybody wants to do that, then feel free to contact me and we could set up some kind of arrangements. We're gonna have to get them something else today because I don't think they were ready for straight fodder yet. They're trying, so we might go to Valley-wide and get them some other food to help them keep them growing. So these little guys, I'd say 2 to 3 rectangles, the smaller sizes. So when I say rectangle, that means half a square for the training purposes of this. So now they're chowing down, kinda. So I'll be back this afternoon to give them something else because they need something more. So let's go and get the rest of this to these obnoxious ones. Sounds like they're out of food. They're gonna throw it in different areas. The pigs should be spread around and not fight over it. So I'm gonna dump out extra wheat and any other of the sprouts out of the bucket. It makes it easier to clean up. So. Check the temperature. It's 55.1. So we usually put it in on this clipboard here, but I'm going to move the clipboard into the fodder room or bunkhouse, whatever you want to call it, and we'll just do it in there. But we'll have to remember what temperature it is when we are out here. 55.1. So grab these buckets. I'll grab my drill when I come back out here. Check on them. Check on the new babies. They're all up there soaking up the heat waves, heat rays from the light. So there's 5 boys and 3 girls up there, 8 of them. So let's head back inside now that we're done with this. And let's check the water really quick. This is the end of the water line for this building, so if there's water coming out of here, there should be water coming out of all of them. Yep, there's water. So Come on, kitty cat. You're gonna be locked in here. Come on, let's get out. I don't want you locked in here for now. So, let's, like I said earlier, get this closed up so try to keep the heat in there. My truck said it was 39 this morning when I pulled up, but the weather says St. Anthony is 43 as far as on my watch. So we got all that taken care of. Now just go inside, finish up the rest of the morning feeding chore. So set the clipboard right here for now. I'll fill that out. So I put it by my shoes, so when I change my shoes, I'll remember I need to do that. So, try to change out my shoes when I come out here, so when I leave and get in the truck, it's not smelling. So anyways, rinse my gloves off from that. Hang up the brush. Okay, so we have the 4 trays over there from last night's feeding that got rinsed and set there. And then we got these 4 trays that I just did this morning. We got our scale here, zeroed out with this bucket on here. As a guide, we got this black mark here. So right in that area is going to be close to the 3 pounds we're wanting. So yesterday it was a little bit off. One tray was about 4 ounces shy of 3 pounds. So I think part of that might have been that I didn't start soaking the grain until I want to say about 1 o'clock yesterday instead of in the morning. So part of that might have been the few hours it didn't get a soak. So now, so this is a water peroxide mixture that we soak it in to help kill the mold spores. So now we got to rinse all the peroxide water off the wheat and put it into the buckets. Let me grab my scooper and rinse it off since it was in the dry grain. So if there's any chance of more mold spores being on there, then you're going to chance to soak in peroxide. So let's rinse it off pretty good. Probably just need to get a second scooper for the dry and a different, and use this one for the wet. So we'll figure something out. It all takes money. So okay, we'll hang that up on that screw. Kai's gonna be putting a shelf there, so I'll find a different spot. I'm gonna get a cover for that, and we'll hang it right here underneath the shelf. So let's add a little bit of water. The shelf's right there. So, and then carefully, we can't see the edge of the wheat right here, so we just got to be careful not to go too far or too fast until you can actually see where the wheat line is, or the grain line. So just be careful not to go too far. More practice you get, you'll know where to go. And watch me mess it all up and dump wheat out. Okay, and then we kind of shake it back to get it back center. Turn it back on. Kind of push that wheat down inside. Just get rinsed. I'll try to talk a little bit louder over the water. And then sometimes I'll swish it around like so with my hand just to help rinse it better. Okay, and you just never want to fill it up to this pipe where it will start leaking out. And there's no reason to have it leaking out of there. So then we'll jump this out again. And be careful for how fast you go, because you'll get water splashed out over this metal bucket and onto you. And as we're doing this, all the floaties or chafe in previous videos, like I said, I call it floaties. We'll plug up our strainer drain over here. So what I do is I kind of wrap my hand around it, like, let me turn the camera, wrap my hand around it like that and grab a handful and just throw it right here in this bucket. And then do it again. That'll help drain the water. And then you don't want to stick that hand back in there. So I usually rinse it off in the sink with the strainer, please. So not to unplug the P-trap. Because we've had fodder growing in there before when we got the before we got the strainer in there. I had to unplug it. And I usually do this rinsing of the peroxide water 3 to 4 times, depending on how it's looking. You can kind of rotate it back and forth and everything like that. So and then shut it off. And we'll drain the water again. You can see the color of the water is still a little bit tinted, so I might do it one more time. And you have to really make sure you unplug that drain when you're rinsing the dry wheat, getting it ready to soak by wiping off all the floaties off the screen. Because there will be extra. Okay, let's do this one more time real quick. And this is a machine that saves us 40 minutes a day. Thanks to the brain power of me, Kai, and my dad, and then the ingenuity of me and Kai to tweak it as it was being built, and Kai basically built it with all the stuff. So as I'm running around doing everything else as far as my other jobs. So the more water you can get out, the easier it'll be scooping, but you'll see that here in a minute or two. But it'd be better to deal with a little bit of water in there than dumping wheat out into the dirty barrel. So then we just tip it back there, just like so.